Hey, what's up, traders? Watch this video for Tuesday, October 12th, showing you the SPY daily chart rolling over a little bit after the gap up on, let's see, this would have been Thursday. Um, I don't know. It's still holding up fairly well. It had nice support around 430, but as I always say, I don't care that much about the overall market because I'm a day trader. It was low volume. See the volume today? It's a bank holiday. Bond market was closed. I suspected it would be low volume. Having said that, I still found a couple decent early trades. Let's see. One of them was DATS, which when it looked, I don't know, about like this, I gave the 1150 break idea, which it took about 10 minutes and then just ripped through 1150 and ended up doing pretty nicely, going up to over 1350 at one point. Excuse me, on about 30 cents risk. It didn't stop out. Well, after it came back down here, but you know what I mean. After the entry, really, really nice move. PALT, I actually took a screenshot of what happened with me today. Somebody on Twitter said, well, what was the premise behind this trade? So I'll just share that real quick with you. There's the opening 5-minute candle. And my answer was basically, this was one of the most simple premises ever. Like, a lot of people think day trading has a bunch of complex calculations and MACD crossovers and moving average, this and that. And this wasn't anything like that. It was as simple as, ready for this, a recent high flyer, or I also call it a stock that's in play. And think about this. This is 5-minute candle. So this was Friday. This was the vertical lines at the beginning of beginning of a session. So this was the opening 5-minute candle today. So this was all of Friday's trading, and then this was Thursday's trading. So when I say recent high flyer, obviously you can see that massive move it made on Thursday. So it's already in play. And then what does it do? It opens up a little bit, sells off for about a half hour. My idea was as simple as an opening range breakout, meaning over the highs, which was over 838 basically. And it's almost too simple, right? The thesis behind it is you've got a stock that's been really, really strong lately, and about a half hour in, right now shorts are winning, and about a half hour into the session, if this, what I call lights up the new high of day ticker, which most traders have a new high of day, new low of day ticker. So you see, all of a sudden you see a symbol lighten it up, hitting over and over new high of day. You think, okay, that one's going. And when it's a stock that's recently run, it's recently made a massive move, traders tend to chase when they see it lighten up the new highs ticker. I know that's like an oversimplification, but honest to God, that's the thesis behind it. And you could make the argument that, shorts love to pile in and short the low float or low price stocks that shouldn't be running, right? Which makes sense. And they make a good living doing that. But when they're wrong and they've piled in, then they've got to cover. So now we've got new buyers piling in when they see PALT lighten up the new highs ticker. And you've got shorts that thought, okay, it's just gonna keep bleeding lower. And then all of a sudden it runs the other way. You got shorts covering, so you've got a little mini short squeeze. Longs piling in and shorts covering. So anyway, there's the entry I called. You see the biggest volume stick of the day. And it didn't exactly rip, but you know what I made? Well, here, I'll slide this over. This is kind of the screenshot I took. Shows my profits there. It took about 10 minutes. This is my screenshot from chat, basically putting in PALT opening range breakout idea, and I rang the bell to give people a heads up too. And I got a lot of thank yous for that, so I know a lot of you got that with me. But again, just a simple thesis and a neat little trade. DATS was pretty nice too. All right, so I'm going to go right into what I'm watching for Tuesday. Hopefully maybe a little more volume. The bank holiday's behind us, but we'll see. It's been pretty dead so far in October. SOFI, really nice volume today and breaking above recent resistance. So we're just looking for a follow through day. ANY, kind of the same thing. Nice turn, Bitcoin related play, nice turn back up. Big volume and a strong close. So that one goes on long watch. Remember, I'm in cash every night, so we'll see. I have to get an A+ intraday setup on any of these or I won't trade them. USWS had a nice pop back here, gave it all back, then gap down, made another attempt, and then it looked like it was rolling over, and another attempt, biggest volume out of all these recent days. And I believe this is probably an oil and gas play. So oil's been pretty strong lately. So this is certainly worth watching. NAOV gapped up, had big volume, but closed about where it opened. So who's winning today? Bulls, Bears, nobody, right? It's just a flat close. We'll see if it gives a long setup tomorrow. RENN This still extended, but it gave an inside day. So today's high right around 25.50. I love the half number, and then Friday's high, just 7 cents above that. So I do like this over 25.50 tomorrow, but it'll still depend on how it trades after the open. For all we know, it'll gap up or gap down, and that number won't even be relevant. So we'll see, right? So I take it on an intraday basis. OCUL, big volume for this stock, closing well off its highs, but still closing in the upper half of its range on the day. So that one's interesting to me. PROG, big volume, strong close. Had a high a little over a week ago, 220, and today went out at 215. Usually when you see something like that, I wouldn't be surprised to see it gap up, and I'm glancing right now. I just got home, but it looks like it's trading a little bit over that in after hours at 225 right now, which is not surprising. Anyway, we'll see that. There's a potential long tomorrow. OCGN, again, I've talked about this one. It's got great support. It's just going sideways and keeps attempting at making these little pops. And it was strong today with a strong close. So maybe one of these days, you could even picture a trend line if you follow my cursor here from here to here. So it's kind of pretty close, getting pretty close to a trend line break. Maybe a break of 8 will do that. We'll see. AREC had a nice pop, came back down and put in a little bit of a lower high right around 250. And today kind of a quiet inside day. So I'm looking for a follow or a turn back up after that one red day. We'll see. CEI, certainly a recently in play stock, a bizarre daily chart. And I would look at this chart and say, well, basically bears are winning, but you still have a stock that's gone crazy. And then you had an up day, then a gap up and a red day, and now another red day. So I am going to put this on bounce watch, looking for it to turn back up. I don't know if it will, but it all depends on an intraday setup. This is one of those that if it does, say, trade in a narrow range for a while and then light up the new high of day ticker, as I spoke about with the calls from today, this one might get some upward momentum if that happens. So that's my thinking there. It's never a bad idea to have the recent crazy ones on a chart, right? VYGR had the gap up here and a couple quiet days, and then it just ripped. And so now we've got one red day on much lower volume than Friday, though. Usually you want to see something like this come back down to the moving averages, but sometimes something's as strong as this, you get one red day and it's right back up. So I am going to put that on a chart for tomorrow. And then I have a couple potential gappers. WWR closed at 349, and after hours right now it's trading at 418. So potential gap play there. We'll see if it's still gapping in the morning in the pre-market. And then PETV, there's the daily, closed at 256. It's trading at 303 in after hours. So we'll see if that one's still gapping. And we'll add other gappers as well in the pre-market. I'm done, Bab, and I'll see you guys in the chat room in the morning.